business frenemies. They've got front row seats, foaming at the mouth to give color commentary on you and your big step forward. The real problem is the imaginary movie playing in your head every time you think about putting yourself out there. So let's talk about what to do. Hi, I'm Jerry, and I help accomplished executives build well-paying, high-functioning B2B consulting businesses. Welcome to Sequel Opportunities, where we help you create the director's cut of your life. You did it. You nailed down your consulting offer. Maybe you got your website up, or you clarified your offer. Either way, you're finally ready. Or are you? When you look at your business, you're not putting yourself out there, like really out there, where everyone can see. And you know it. You know you need to show up bigger in order for your business to grow. Yet every day, there's a new excuse. You're waiting for the right time. You're getting clear. You're making sure that your messaging is tight. You tell yourself that it's planning, that you're being thoughtful, strategic, smart, but deep down, something is gnawing at you. Here's the truth. That gnawing, it means you're not moving forward because you're afraid of what they will think. Being thoughtful doesn't gnaw. That hesitancy isn't planning, it isn't strategy, and it's not letting things gel. What it is, it's your future, stuck in a staring contest with the ghost of Frenemies past. Here's the thing. This doesn't mean you are not ready, even though that's what it feels like. You're ready. You've been ready. Your expertise has been held hostage so long, it's ready to tunnel under the wall. You know exactly what you want to build. You've seen yourself succeeding, booked out, paid well, finally doing work that feels like you. So what's the holdup? Okay, I'm going to say it out loud. You're not afraid of doing it. You're afraid of starting it, finally putting yourself out there and taking that first official step in public. Look, starting new is messy. It's the kitchen an hour before the guests arrive, half prepped, fully chaotic, where if one thing goes awry, you're greeting guests with garlic hands and a sweater pulled over your cooking shirt. So that public that you're afraid of seeing you in the midst of all this, those are not your dream clients. They're not your supportive friends. You know who they are? They're business frenemies, the lurking ex-colleagues. You know which ones, the ones who resented your abilities and every milestone that you worked so hard to achieve. And now they've got front row seats, popcorn in hand, foaming at the mouth to give color commentary on you in your big step forward. And all of a sudden, your next move feels like a live broadcast on the Frenemy News Network. Proudly sponsored by passive aggression and unresolved high school trauma. Look, those people are real. You've worked with them. You've been burned by them. You've outperformed them. You know it, and they know it. That's probably why they resent you. But guess what? They are not the real problem. And don't worry, I'm not going to tell you that you're the real problem. The real problem is the imaginary movie playing on a loop in your mind every time you think about putting yourself out there. You imagine their reactions, screenshotting your posts and sending them out to people you know with snarky passive-aggressive emoji. You see them rolling their eyes as if to say, now what is she doing now? Smirking at your price point while waxing nostalgic about your most vulnerable moments? Well, someone better be handing out miracles, bless her heart. And worst of all, you know it's all an effort to make you smaller than them. And you still feel like maybe, even just a sliver, they might be right. Okay, let's take a breath. Sheesh, you've been living in a psychological escape room built from your frenemies' imaginary reactions. Good Lord, no wonder you can't launch your dang business. Look, I get it. I've been there. You stare at that screen so long that your guilt jumps in, showing up like it just read a hostage letter from your self-worth. Then anxiety joins the party by proofreading it in a red pen. Then all of a sudden, making lunch feels like a spiritual calling. That is not procrastination. That's just your nervous system begging for a personal day. So here's the thing. You don't need to just recognize that they're only voices in your head. You need to regroup. You need some truth. And maybe you need some chocolate. So let's talk about what to do. First, you don't need to forget that your frenemies exist. They're there. Whatever. That's life. You just need to stop letting their imaginary reactions decide what your real life next move is going to be. Because this isn't just about posting. This is about taking that next step, whatever it is. Pitching, emailing, showing up, claiming what's yours. You already know the next step. It's been circling your brain for weeks, maybe months, maybe years. It doesn't have to be huge. It might be opening your laptop and finally drafting an email to someone who can refer you a client. It might mean registering for that conference where you know your ghost will be and committing to show up anyway. Maybe it's finally posting clearly what you do and who you help on the same platform where you only have ever played it safe. Whatever it is, you already know. It's time. Not because the fear is gone, but because it's no longer running the dang show. One more thing. You'll have a much easier time doing this if you don't try to do it in a vacuum. Now, you don't need a massive community, but what you do need is someone, a coach, a business friend, one with skin in the game, not just vibes and Canva quotes. Someone who can help you bookend this step, someone to say it to out loud, and someone to say that you did it once it's done. You don't need accountability because you're weak. You need it because your ghosts are loud. And sometimes you need a real voice to drown them out. So take the step, say the thing, send the email, show up where you've been hesitating. Not for them, not for likes, not for proof, for the future you already see, for the business you know you're built for the version of you who knows that once you do this, you'll see the ghosts for what they really are. You're ready. Now go get it. And I will see you next time.